Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Going to be talking about every movie and TV show I watched last week. Let's get into it. We only watched one season of TV last week, so let's start with that. Mel and I finished season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is the end of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and ultimately a decent show. I would say it's a decent show, maybe even a good show. I didn't love this show. I never did. Although I'd say each season got better, in my opinion. I really didn't care for season 1. I didn't mind season 2, and I didn't mind season 3. I enjoyed season 2 and season 3. I quite enjoyed season 3 more than I thought I was going to. And yeah, I mean, ultimately it was a pretty solid season. I think it ends in a good way as well. Shout out Team Conrad, I guess. And yeah, I mean, they announced a movie this week as well, so yeah, that'll be exciting. Let's move on to the movies for the week. Starting it off with my least favorite watch of the week, which was Carrie, which is the 2002 Carrie, which I ranked at 29 out of 100. There's 4 Carrie movies, and I've seen the original Brian De Palma film a couple months ago. And yeah, I enjoyed it, and this one I did not enjoy. All the other 3, truthfully, I can't really say I enjoyed. And yeah, I mean, my biggest goal for the week was to go through some of Stephen King's adaptations, because although I'm not a reader, I would like to watch the movies of the books he's written. And yeah, that's no different this week, right? So that was kind of my main focus of the week, and henceforth why I watched all the other 3 Carrie movies this week, which, this one I didn't really enjoy. It's super 2000s, which some people do enjoy. I'm not one of those people that does enjoy the super 2000s looking movies. It's just not really for me. So yeah, let's move on to The Rage Carrie 2, which is actually a sequel to the original Carrie, which I don't think there's really not much to do with the original Carrie. There's mentions of it, but that's as far as it goes, really. So yeah, I ranked this at 32 out of 100. Didn't really enjoy this one either. And let's move on to the 2013 Carrie, which I ranked a 36 out of 100. More of the same. I didn't really enjoy this movie either. All of the different iterations are interesting in their own ways. They're all uniquely made. You know, the original has this super 70s feel. The 99 one has a super 90s feel. The 2002 one has a super 2000s feel. And then this 2013 one obviously is a little bit more modernized. So yeah, I mean, overall, none of them were great, to say the least, except for the original, which I do enjoy. So yeah, 36 out of 100 for the 2013 Carrie. And let's move on to 1922, which is another Stephen King adaptation, a Netflix original, I believe, as well. This is probably the most bored I've been with a Stephen King adaptation, truthfully, just because I wasn't that interested in it. I think it's a pretty well-made movie, some really good acting throughout, and I mean, it probably could be an interesting plot, I guess. I just didn't really connect with it. And ultimately, again, this was just the most bored I was with a Stephen King adaptation I found. So 47 out of 100. Let's move on to 1408, which I ranked a 55 out of 100. This seems like one of the most least scary horror movies, in my opinion. This was all super cheap horror that just didn't hit me in any way at all, and I really can't say I enjoyed that. I guess I just kept getting jump scared for no apparent reason, I guess. And I mean, it's okay. A lot of people really love this movie. A lot of people don't like this movie. This is a pretty polarizing movie. I personally didn't really vibe with it a whole lot. It was okay though. Ranked it a 55 out of 100. Let's move on to In the Tall Grass, which I've seen many clips of this movie before. Honestly, I might have even seen this movie. I'm not sure. I definitely don't remember seeing it if I have, but there's so many clips that I've seen. I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting concept. carried by a fantastic Patrick Wilson, in my opinion. And yeah, overall, I think this is a decent movie, mostly because of Patrick Wilson, and I'm very interested by the premise of this. And there's definitely a level of mystery that can be good, you know? Yeah, 61 out of 100. Let's move on to the original It. And this original It movie is probably one of the movies that's been in my watch list for the longest period of time, because I've been wanting to watch this movie ever since the 2017 It came out, because I absolutely love that iteration of It. It's one of the movies that got me into film. It's one of my favorite horror movies still. I love that movie, and yeah, I mean, ever since then, I've always wanted to watch this movie, and I've seen so many clips of this movie that I could probably honestly say I've seen the whole movie. Truthfully, there weren't many scenes, actually, like genuinely, there weren't many scenes in this over 3 hour movie that I hadn't seen, because I've just seen so many clips of this movie. So yeah, ultimately, I'm glad I was able to finally watch it in one sitting. And I mean, it's decent, it's okay, it's got a, unique 90s charm to it, I guess. It's okay, I think, I don't think anything will really top the 2017 It, and I'm super, super excited for the Welcome to Derry show coming out next month, in about a month, actually. Literally, it's 5 weeks from today, so, 5 weeks from yesterday for you guys. But yeah, looking forward to that, because I'm just fascinated by this It universe. That's just my favorite of Stephen King's adaptations, I guess. Even though they're technically, I have other movies ranked higher than It, but anyways, 63 out of 100 for the original. Let's move on to Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which I ranked a 68 out of 100. I was really enjoying this movie, and I don't know. I checked the time at one point. I'm like, wow, there's like 27 minutes left, and I feel like the movie hasn't even started yet, because we spent a lot more time with Mr. Harrigan than I thought we would, which isn't a bad thing. I just think maybe this movie should have been longer, I guess, but ultimately I had a decent time with it. I enjoyed it, ranked it a 68 out of 100. Let's move on to Gerald's Game, which Gerald's Game I was watching, I think it was Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Wednesday night, yeah. And I got pretty creeped out about death in this scene. Well, I guess it wasn't actually death, but I got pretty creeped out by death in this movie, and I ended up going to bed, and I was pretty freaked out, scared that someone was going to be licking my feet. And ultimately, I stopped the movie and I went to bed because I was pretty creeped out by it, which is a good thing. I don't get creeped out by many movies, so I enjoyed that. Then yeah, I ended up finishing it the next morning. But yeah, ranked it a 70 out of 100. Pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, let's move on to Tag. This is a movie that Mel has wanted to show me probably our entire relationship, and we just never got around to do it. We finally watched it this week. This is the first movie that we watched together as an engaged couple. Mel and I got engaged on the 16th last week, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm so happy about. We got engaged on the 16th, and then we watched this on the 17th. Like I said, this was our first movie as a couple, as an engaged couple, I guess. Sorry, and this was really it's a fun movie. We wanted to watch something to do with weddings. There was a wedding in this. It was kind of a plot point of the movie, and I don't know why we really landed on this one, but yeah. Anyways, I enjoyed this, and Mel and I got engaged this week, which I'm very happy about. So I don't know if there's going to be a video about that or not. There might be. We'll see. But nonetheless, let's move on to the next one, which was the newest movie of the year, Him, which I ranked a 73 out of 100. This was probably one of my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year, to be honest. And the trailers really got me hyped for this movie. I was really excited to see Tyreek Withers and Marlon Wayans together. I thought it was going to be pretty good. And ultimately, this movie just had me really interested through the trailers. And then watching this movie, a short, 97-minute movie, I kind of felt bored a little bit at one point, and then I got really into it, thinking this was really good. And then once we get to that fight between Tyreek and Marlon, I was really enjoying this movie. I was considering this a great movie. And then we get to the end, which is just a few minutes later, and I'm not really sure how I feel about the end. I would like to rewatch this before I give like a definitive, do I like this movie or do I not like this movie? Because again, there's really strong parts of this movie. There's some poor parts of this movie as well. This is probably one of my favorite soundtracks of the year. I really enjoy the soundtrack. Him by Denzel Curry, I definitely recommend it. Listen to that. Denzel goes crazy on those two verses. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Ranked at 73 out of 100. Let's move on to how I started the week, which is Stand By Me, which is one of the most popular Stephen King adaptations, which I ranked at 73 out of 100. And I do like going through Stephen King's adaptations because there's lots of movies about heart. You know, I watched The Long Walk last week with some friends, really enjoyed it, and it's not much of a horror movie at all. It's more of a drama and, you know, bromance movie, which similar to Stand By Me, right? And I really like that version of Stephen King as well. Obviously, he's known for his horror. He's known for It. He's known for Shawshank, you know, The Shining, whatever. But yeah, I enjoy every version of Stephen King, I think, I would say. So yeah, ranked Stand By Me as 73 out of 100. I enjoyed it. Let's move on to another Stephen King adaptation, which is The Boogeyman, which I ranked a 74 out of 100. I watched this today, and there were some pretty creepy scenes. The Boogeyman was super, like, hidden and illustrious throughout most of this movie, which I actually thought was really good. Sometimes I think a movie takes too long to reveal what we have or what we're up against, and I didn't really think that with The Boogeyman, because I feel like that's kind of part of, you know, this character, this mystique. You know, he's just so hidden. We just don't know what he looks like. We don't know, you know, what it is. Anyways, then we get the reveal, and it's pretty good. Anyways, I enjoyed this movie. There's a pretty visually great movie as well. This seems like a pretty polarizing movie as well, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Plus, Sophie Thatcher is great. So, rank this as 74 out of 100. And let's move on to The Miist, which, The Miist. This was one of my most anticipated watches for the week as well. I've heard some really strong things about this movie, and I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't think it was going to be so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't think it was going to be so religious, I think is the word I wanted to use. And yeah, I mean, overall, this is a really good movie, and it's a dreadful ending. It's one of Stephen King's most brilliant endings, I think. And I think this week also I kind of fell in love with Thomas Jane, who I really enjoyed in this, as well as 1922. He was really great in 1922. Yeah, overall, I mean, I had a good time with this movie. This is something I would definitely revisit as well. I like disaster alien movies. They're just kind of fun. So, all right, let's keep it going. On to Blockers, which was a movie Mel and I watched. This is a movie that we talk about all the time as well. Ranked it to 77. I laughed a lot during this movie. This was a really funny movie. I like John Cena. I don't know if I really would say I like his movies, but in this movie, he's really great. Plus, I enjoy the characters that we have. And again, there were some really funny moments that Mel and I both were enjoying. So I ranked it a 77. Let's move on to the top 3 of the week. Starting it off with The Green Mile, which is a first-time watch for me. And this is a very, very sad watch. A very depressing watch. I would like to rewatch this again because I wouldn't be surprised if I turned into like a blubbering baby by the end of this movie the next time I watch it, because the emotions didn't really hit as I expected them to this time around. So I'm intrigued to see if they would on a rewatch, because who knows, I guess, right? But yeah, I really enjoy this. Easily one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. And out of the 3 Darabont films that I've seen, this is my second favorite behind Shawshank. So yeah, ranked it an 89 out of 100. Quite great. If you're willing to sit through a 3-hour movie, I would recommend it. Well, let's move on to Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, which I ranked a 92 out of 100. I didn't change my ranking. This is a movie I've been wanting to rewatch ever since it came out last year. I've been waiting for far too long. There's been so many weekends, so many moments this entire year that I was going to do a back-to-back between Fury Road and Furiosa, and I never did. Well, Furiosa, then Fury Road, which I never did, and I technically didn't today either, but I'm going to go see Fury Road in theaters tomorrow for the 10th anniversary, which I'm really, really excited about. I was hoping to do that tonight, but I had to be DD for Mel, so times didn't really work out, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going to go see it tomorrow, so it'll be in next week's video. It is one of my favorite movies of the last decade, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Again, 10th anniversary, that's going to be sweet. Furiosa is fantastic. I will say there was moments of this movie where I wasn't paying attention because I was doing other things, which I didn't want to do. I really wanted my undivided attention on this movie at all times because I really, like I said, I've been wanting to rewatch it. So again, I'll probably rewatch this at some point to see my ranking changes. I didn't feel comfortable changing my ranking after kind of not paying attention to some of it though. So yeah, ranked it at 92. Let's move on to my favorite watch of the week, which is still one of my favorite movies of the year, which is K-Pop Demon Hunters, which I watched with Mel again, and we watched it literally about 6 weeks ago, but I've been wanting to rewatch it ever since. Finally convinced Mel to rewatch it. I ranked it a 97 out of 100 once again. I didn't change my rating, and Mel raised it from like an 81 to like a 96 or something. She enjoyed it much more the second time around, so yeah. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.